today this is a continuation of our series on how AI is impacting different areas of operations in different industries. Of course, we've been focusing around AI in marketing, and today we have quite an interesting industry that we're gonna be covering, which is the healthcare. We can talk, say, of clinic, hospital, health center. I think the name depends on which side you're coming from, but the point is home. So today it's all matters healthcare and how AI can come in and as a co-worker rather than as a complementary teammate, rather than how can it really unlock the team. Can it be a teammate we never had, or we could never afford? I think that's a correct way to look at some of this paradigm. It's more of it's human plus the AI. It's not really AI minus the human, but the human plus the AI. So pretty interesting, and I think we'll dive into it. Of course, presented to you by Ndovesha AI. So healthcare is interesting. We have the space where most clinics, hospitals, healthcare centers are actually invisible. They want to say, oh, this is a great doctor, this is a great hospital. Nobody knows how great of a service. We don't know how many people you've treated and cured something, or the years of experience that your doctors have, and so we can trust them. So the struggle is not really lack of medical expertise, because I think that's present in most of the time. It's a regulated industry where you can't even enter until you're vetted by the relevant bodies. But then how do people know about you? And it doesn't matter. You could be small, it could be big. That's the thing. So the biggest struggle is that patients don't know this great doctor exists. And so let's unlock the hidden truth. And the existing thinking is that a hospital, a clinic, a health center offers treatment, expertise, medical outcome, and the best doctor services there is. But what do actually, on the flip side, what do patients actually buy? They buy trust. I want to come there and trust that I'll be correctly diagnosed, I'll be given the correct medicine. And that can only come from a point of, can I get information that makes me understand, acknowledge that before I actually come there. And so healthcare is this industry that previously, I think it's never appreciated marketing properly. And I don't know, different reasons. Definitely could be budget, it could be there's a lot of this regulatory gagging and whatever, but I mean, we've seen now with social media, they are also great, health centers doing great marketing out there. And with AI, I think now there's no excuse that even anybody in that space should be doing great things too. But let's look at the trust gap. We have good doctors, that's a starting point. And we have, let's say, great resources. We have great beds for, let's say, patients who maybe need to be admitted or whatever. So that's just one part of the trust. But visibility is another part of trust. And now the people coming in now, booking the appointment, means the trust has been validated, right? So that's the gap. The gap is on the visibility side. That's where you break, because now you have the resources, you have the credentials, but people don't know you actually have them. So, and this is how most hospitals look online. It's an outdated website with probably a 2010 kind of version, kind of design. 2010. Inactive social media and inconsistent branding. Only a few, I think, are doing it very well online. So, but let's look at the real cost of that, because that's the state of the affairs as they are. So it means your services are known. Nobody knows your doctors who are very experienced. So it means trust is not there, and it means you won't get bookings. So the real cost is is actually revenue. It's the fact that you've done a lot of investment, which setting up even a simple clinic requires, but then the revenue is not coming. So that's a real problem here. So clinics think we need more patients, but how do we get more patients? Patients need more confidence. They need more trust. They need not just treatment. So you have to fix the trust issue. And we've all heard from the news some, bad things maybe that have gone in some clinics. We have even clinics these days, for surgeries and all that. So I mean, it's a whole very it's a wide space. So what's the old way? I mean, there's this dental doctor who checks my teeth, and he was telling me he wanted to hire a marketer, an agency, and the whole process, the quotes he was getting were just very crazy, and he couldn't even afford them, right? So it's hire an agency, onboarding process, whatever, wait a few weeks, approve, back and forth, post occasionally. It's the momentum just doesn't build because the system is not organic. It's not. It relies on humans and purely on humans, and there's just friction that comes with that. So what's a new way? If you are to fix that, how would we fix it? You want a marketing team, a designer who works 24/7, a copywriter who works 24/7, a content creator who works 24/7, a campaign manager who is available on demand, a content creator probably also available on demand. They won't tell you, oh, today I'm tired, today I'm not. And that's what we're saying. It's hybrid. We have to work alongside some of these capabilities. We have to see how to introduce them to our workflows, right? So if you are to do an AI marketing department, how would it look like? You're looking at an AI. I hope you can see my screen because I see I have something black here. Refresh the PDF, see if it goes away. Okay, perfect. So we're introducing the AI marketing department. So instead of hiring one generalist marketer, because what happens is that initially you're one marketer, but you're doing 6 jobs. I think we've all had jobs where we are doing a lot of jobs. You are an IT manager who does 7. You are an IT department on yourself. That was the thing. But now these days, what we are saying is, yes, I can pick that one person, but then I can have teammates who are AI. And I want to explain why this makes a lot of sense, even before we talk of the contentious issues of AI, which is job replacement and all that. Let's be honest. For anybody who had to hire a generalist marketer, is the fact that they don't have the budget to hire specialists. And for them to get there, they have first to still launch their marketing. So maybe, and most of the time is that they have a budget which can't meet hiring a specialized person. But now AI can give you those capabilities. So with your small budgets, let's assume we're talking of $300. You can have an AI designer, an AI copywriter, an AI web developer, website developer, an AI social media manager, all at once with your $300, but it couldn't hire a person previously. But now if I'm able to hire this person with this AI team, then it can help me grow the business and be able to hire a human being when the business grows, because we still need human beings it can't just handle everything. There are nuances AI can't handle, definitely. It will still need some bit of... So that's just the reality. Just trying to make it make it very clear on the opportunity here AI provides and how big it is when especially SMEs can embrace this and do it correctly, and they can unlock. There's a customer we're working with, and we are seeing it working magic. They're like, oh, we're just getting people booking us calls, and it's purely AI content, and we were like, oh wow. With all the skepticism online, but this thing is working. The whole, it's a paradigm. Over time, it's gonna be real, and people will embrace it. So, of course, and for the demos that we'll do, we will assume this is a hospital. Very few inquiries, so we have a trust problem. Is the trust gap that we talked about. So, weak branding, and we want to see how do we solve that in this session, right? So. We would probably definitely the starting point is can we build a website? But why a website? If you are to ask, why do we really need one? But a website, what does it do? It answers who you are, what you do, and why people should trust you, and how to book. If they trust you, then they should be able to proceed and book, right? So, and it means then the website works for you. It's not just a static tool there online or whatever, right? Then you have at least an appointment system, which can even people can just use it within the website. So we're gonna also showcase how we can. So somebody should be able to book, confirm it, and attend. It could be by SMS or email. They can set up their reminder in whichever way they want, and there are tools also that can help with that. So also you need campaigns. You need to create, let's say, create a promotional campaign. We said you want to have a campaign expert who is available on demand, right? And they never complain, especially when you're an SME. You still need social content. Do you have an agent that, are you able to just do that quickly without, any hindrances? Can AI take over that and design content that is actually usable, right? So we'll also showcase some of these capabilities. Of course, for hospitals, they exist both online and offline. I think from my experience is that a hospital is actually a local business before it becomes a national entity or international. Like there's even medical export, right? People going to hospitals in India or in the US or whatever to seek medical care. But that hospital still serves a local community somewhere. So you need both to be able to reach out. The trust gap needs to be bridged locally and also like that. So it's offline and also online, where we are focusing about. And that's what online now takes you international, takes you national, and people hear about you, it goes viral. And people come. So how can we design flyers? And so idealistically, what will this transform? An ideal health center facility online or hospital, how would it? So it should move from invisible to visible, from unknown to trusted, occasional marketing, branding to consistent marketing and branding, random growth to predictable patient acquisition. Because at the end of the day, it's you have to see this as business, and businesses need revenue for them to survive and to be impactful to even more people, to touch more lives. So, and for years, people just trusted large teams, large budgets, agencies, significant time. But now trust can be systemized. It can be online content. It can be, we can showcase the testimonials online. We can, and you don't need big budget, right? And we need to build trusted skill, and that's what technology like AI enables us to do. And so the future is that you need these systems to work for you in a coordinated way, in a way that human beings can scale them very systematically, without too much friction. That is the future. That is the future. It's a content engine available on demand, a booking system that works flawlessly, a campaign manager that also can drive predictable growth and revenue. A website that is a great doorway that tells people, come in, trust me. This is what I'm able to do. These are my credentials. So it's able to speak that even before. So the question is, are you ready? If you had such a department, what the first thing would we do with it, and how would it be impactful? That's why we are here, just to showcase that. So I hope the presentation was on point. It's created a new way. Sparked something. It had that light bulb kind of, but let me invite my team and the